Welcome to Talk in English.
Have you ever been in love?
Yes, I have been in love before. It's a wonderful feeling.
What's your idea of a perfect date?
My idea of a perfect date would be a cozy dinner at a nice restaurant followed by a romantic stroll under the stars.
How did you meet your current partner?
I met my current partner through mutual friends at a party.
What qualities do you look for in a partner?
The qualities I look for in a partner include kindness, humor, and a strong sense of loyalty.
What's your opinion on online dating?
Online dating can be a great way to meet people, but it's important to stay safe and be cautious.
Have you ever had a long-distance relationship?
Yes, I've had a long-distance relationship, and it was challenging but worth it.
What's the most romantic thing someone has done for you?
The most romantic thing someone has done for me is surprise me with a heartfelt love letter.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
I do believe in love at first sight, although I think it's more about a strong initial connection.
How do you express your love to someone?
I express my love through words of affirmation and small acts of kindness.
What's your favorite love song?
My favorite love song is "Can't Help Falling in Love" by Elvis Presley.
What's the key to a successful relationship?
The key to a successful relationship, in my opinion, is communication and mutual respect.
What's your favorite romantic movie?
My favorite romantic movie is The Notebook.
Have you ever been on a blind date?
Yes, I've been on a blind date, and it turned out to be a pleasant surprise.
Do you think age matters in a relationship?
Age can matter in a relationship, but it's not the only factor to consider.
What's your take on public displays of affection?
I think public displays of affection are sweet, as long as they are not excessive.
How do you handle jealousy in a relationship?
Jealousy in a relationship is normal to some extent, but it's important to trust each other.
What's the most important thing in a romantic relationship?
The most important thing in a romantic relationship is trust and emotional connection.
Have you ever had a secret crush on someone?
Yes, I've had a secret crush on someone, and it was quite exciting.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I believe in the idea of soulmates. There's someone out there meant for each of us.
How do you deal with a breakup?
Coping with a breakup is never easy, but time and self-care help heal the wounds.
What's your view on open relationships?
Open relationships can work for some people, but they require a lot of communication and boundaries.
Do you think opposites attract in relationships?
Opposites can attract, but shared values and interests are also important.
What's your love language?
My love language is acts of service. I appreciate when my partner does things to help me.
Have you ever written a love letter?
Yes, I've written love letters. And they can be a very personal and heartfelt way to express feelings.
What's your favorite memory with your partner?
My favorite memory with my partner is our first vacation together in a beautiful beach town.
How do you define commitment in a relationship?
Commitment in a relationship means being there for each other through thick and thin.
What's the most meaningful gift you've received from a partner?
The most meaningful gift I've received from a partner was a scrapbook of our memories together.
What's your opinion on arranged marriages?
Arranged marriages are a cultural practice, and whether they work depends on the individuals involved.
What's the best relationship advice you've ever received?
The best relationship advice I've received is to always be honest and communicate openly.
Have you ever been on a romantic getaway?
Yes, I've been on a romantic getaway, and it was a fantastic experience.
How do you handle conflicts in a relationship?
Conflict in a relationship is normal, and it's important to address issues calmly and respectfully.
Do you believe in giving second chances in love?
I do believe in giving second chances in love, but it depends on the circumstances.
What's the ideal age to get married?
The ideal age to get married varies from person to person. There's no one-size-fits-all answer.
How important is trust in a relationship?
Trust is incredibly important in a relationship. It forms the foundation of a strong connection.
Have you ever had a crush on a celebrity?
I've had a crush on a celebrity, but it's just a fun fantasy.
What's the most important quality for a long-lasting relationship?
The most important quality for a long-lasting relationship, in my opinion, is mutual respect.
How do you keep the romance alive in a long-term relationship?
Keeping the romance alive in a long-term relationship involves surprise date nights and spontaneous acts of love.
What's your favorite love story from literature?
My favorite love story from literature is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Do you think it's important to share common interests with your partner?
Sharing common interests with your partner can help build a stronger bond and create shared experiences.
How do you know when you're in love?
You know you're in love when you can't stop thinking about that person and want to make them happy.
What's the best way to apologize to your partner after an argument?
The best way to apologize to your partner after an argument is to sincerely acknowledge your mistakes and discuss how to resolve the issue.
What role does physical attraction play in a relationship?
Physical attraction is important, but it's not the only factor in a relationship.
Have you ever been on a double date?
I've been on a double date, and it was a fun way to spend time with friends and loved ones.
What's your opinion on prenuptial agreements?
Prenuptial agreements can be a practical decision, but they require open and honest communication.
How do you define a healthy relationship?
A healthy relationship is built on trust, communication, and mutual support.
What's your view on love triangles in movies or TV shows?
Love triangles in movies and TV shows can make for entertaining drama, but they're less fun in real life.
Have you ever been on a speed dating event?
I've never been on a speed dating event, but I imagine it can be quite an experience.
How do you handle long-term commitment fears?
Handling long-term commitment fears involves open conversations and understanding each other's concerns.
What's your idea of a perfect romantic evening?
A perfect romantic evening for me would be a candlelit dinner at a scenic restaurant with soft music playing.
Do you believe in love after a first breakup?
I believe in love after a first breakup. It's a chance for personal growth and learning.
How important is it to maintain individuality in a relationship?
Maintaining individuality in a relationship is important to continue personal growth and self-discovery.
What's the most important lesson you've learned from a past relationship?
The most important lesson I've learned from past relationships is the importance of effective communication.
How do you feel about public proposals?
I think public proposals can be sweet, but they should be done in a way that respects the preferences of both partners.
Have you ever had a crush on a coworker?
I've had a crush on a coworker before, and it can be tricky to navigate workplace dynamics.
What's your opinion on age gaps in relationships?
Age gaps in relationships can work if both partners are compatible and share common goals.
How do you navigate cultural differences in a relationship?
Navigating cultural differences in a relationship requires open-mindedness and respect for each other's backgrounds.
What's the best way to surprise your partner with a romantic gesture?
Surprising your partner with a romantic gesture can be as simple as cooking their favorite meal or leaving love notes.
Do you think it's possible to remain friends with an ex?
Remaining friends with an ex is possible, but it can be challenging and depends on the circumstances.
How do you handle being in a long-distance relationship?
Handling a long-distance relationship involves regular communication and trust.
What's the most romantic place you've visited with your partner?
The most romantic place I've visited with my partner was a charming village in the Swiss Alps.
How do you feel about PDA, public displays of affection?
I feel that public displays of affection are fine in moderation. It's a personal preference.
What's your opinion on love without physical intimacy?
Love without physical intimacy can be deep and meaningful, focusing on emotional connection.
How do you handle relationship pressure from family and friends?
Handling relationship pressure from family and friends requires setting boundaries and prioritizing your own happiness.
What's your view on love and career balance?
Balancing love and career is essential for personal fulfillment and a healthy relationship.
Have you ever been on a date with someone you met online?
I've been on a date with someone I met online, and it turned out to be a great experience.
How do you feel about being set up on a blind date?
Being set up on a blind date can be exciting. It's a chance to meet someone new.
What's the best way to communicate your needs in a relationship?
Communicating your needs in a relationship involves honest and respectful conversations with your partner.
Do you think it's important to share the same religious beliefs in a relationship?
Sharing the same religious beliefs in a relationship can be important for some, but not for others.
How do you define a toxic relationship?
A toxic relationship is characterized by manipulation, lack of respect, and emotional harm.
What's your favorite romantic quote?
My favorite romantic quote is, "Love is not finding someone to live with, it's finding someone you can't imagine living without."
How do you handle differences in financial status in a relationship?
Handling differences in financial status in a relationship requires open communication and budgeting discussions.
Have you ever had a crush on a friend's sibling?
I've had a crush on a friend's sibling, and it can be delicate to navigate.
What's the most memorable love advice you've received from your parents?
The most memorable love advice I received from my parents is to always prioritize kindness and respect in a relationship.
How do you cope with the end of a long-term relationship?
Coping with the end of a long-term relationship takes time, self-care, and the support of friends and family.
Do you believe in love conquering all obstacles?
I do believe that love can conquer many obstacles, but it's not a magic solution to all problems.
How do you handle a partner who is too possessive?
Dealing with a partner who is too possessive involves setting healthy boundaries and reassuring them of your commitment.
What's your opinion on love and social media?
I think that social media can be a positive tool for maintaining a long-distance relationship.
Have you ever had a summer fling?
I've had a summer fling before, and it was a fun and carefree experience.
How do you feel about public proposals?
I feel that public proposals can be sweet, but they should be done in a way that respects the preferences of both partners.
What's your view on couples therapy?
Couples therapy can be beneficial if both partners are committed to improving the relationship.
How do you handle relationship disagreements about money?
Handling disagreements about money in a relationship requires compromise and financial transparency.
What's the most romantic gesture you've made for someone?
The most romantic gesture I've made for someone was planning a surprise weekend getaway.
Do you believe in love as a source of inspiration?
I believe that love can be a powerful source of inspiration, driving us to become better versions of ourselves.
How do you deal with a partner who has different political views?
Handling a partner with different political views involves respectful discussions and understanding their perspective.
What's the most unusual place you've met a potential partner?
I met a potential partner in the most unusual place, a hot air balloon ride over a picturesque landscape.
How do you handle a partner who is always late?
Dealing with a partner who is always late can be frustrating. Open communication about punctuality is key.
Have you ever had a long-distance relationship work out?
Yes, I've had a long-distance relationship work out, and it was a rewarding experience.
What's your opinion on love and astrology compatibility?
I believe that astrology compatibility can be fun to explore, but it shouldn't be the sole basis for a relationship.
How do you keep the spark alive in a long-term relationship?
Keeping the spark alive in a long-term relationship involves surprise dates, romantic gestures, and ongoing effort.
What's your idea of a perfect honeymoon destination?
My idea of a perfect honeymoon destination is a tropical paradise with white sandy beaches and crystal clear waters.
Do you believe in love after a heartbreak?
I do believe in love after a heartbreak. It's a chance for personal growth and self-discovery.
How do you handle a partner who snores loudly?
Handling a partner who snores loudly may involve earplugs and finding solutions for a good night's sleep.
What's your view on dating multiple people at once?
I believe in dating multiple people at once until you've found the right person and decide to commit.
How do you cope with the loss of a loved one?
Coping with the loss of a loved one is a deeply emotional and personal experience.
What's your favorite romantic gesture from a movie?
My favorite romantic gesture from a movie is the iconic boombox scene from Say Anything.
Do you believe in love transcending language barriers?
Love can absolutely transcend language barriers. It's a universal feeling.
How do you deal with a partner who is a workaholic?
Dealing with a partner who is a workaholic involves setting boundaries and finding ways to prioritize quality time together.
Have you ever had a relationship with a significant age difference?
I've had a relationship with a significant age difference, and it worked because we shared common values and goals.
What's your opinion on love letters in the digital age?
Love letters in the digital age can be just as meaningful as handwritten ones. It's the thought and emotions that count.
How do you handle cultural misunderstandings in a relationship?
Handling cultural misunderstandings in a relationship requires patience, empathy, and open communication.